Hi, folks. This is Rick Doc Walker, the DOC.
This is John Kime, and you're listening to the Mess Hall with Rally Captain and Tailgate Ted.
What's going on, Rally? You ready for finally a home game, man?
Definitely am. It's good to go visit, but nothing beats home sweet home.
Yeah, and selfishly, I'm excited because I haven't been able to go on the road with you and all of our other fans that have been making that trip. So it's going to be fun to be back home. Not going to lie, it's going to be a lot of work. We're expecting a couple hundred people at the tailgate. We ended up selling out. Well, selling out's kind of the wrong term because we don't charge anyone to come out. We ask for donations. But all of the spots were taken Monday night. So it's now Wednesday at almost 6 o'clock. We're recording this. So I've been getting emails and messages from people trying to come out. Sorry. Spot's full, seats taken,
Yeah.
nothing we can do right now. The next home game is the Panthers, which is the 20th. So the tailgate opens up on 10/10. So hopefully you guys get a chance to grab a spot there because I'm getting sob stories. I'm getting people's department heads reaching out saying, we want to bring our entire department to come party with you guys for our holiday party and this and that. I'm like, no, zero chance. We are going to eat up like half of our spots because some company that we've never seen before wants to send their entire team out because they're too lazy to do a holiday party. So they're trying to use us as their holiday party.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that happens, man. The thing is, though, you can't stop, or can you, the people that sign up? So if by chance all 50 people randoms sign up, would you know that it's for the holiday party? You wouldn't know, right?
No, I see every single person that signs up, and there's a questionnaire that
Gotcha.
people fill out going through, and email
Okay.
addresses and everything. So yeah, I've had to decline a couple people because they said that they were approved because we're a burgundy and gold tailgate, right? I don't
Yes.
care if you're an opposing fan, but I want the burgundy and gold fans to be able to have a place to go. And if you're a opposing fan, if you're a Browns fan coming in, you need approval from someone to come join us.
Right.
And then on top of that, there's got to be space for you because space is going to go to our fans first. Some people might not like it, but I might have told the story before. We had a ticket broker selling passes to our tailgate. And next thing you know, they were charging $50 a head, pocketing the money themselves. And these people
What?
showed up. Oh, yeah, dude. These people showed up pissed off. So that's like reason number one why we don't let opposing teams fans show up, because this broker was pretending that we were selling spots for our thing and they paid $75. So I'd be pissed off too if I was them.
Yeah.
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 But on our site, it says that now we don't do any of that stuff and you got to reach out to us for permission because I got to make sure that you're not a broker trying to just send a bunch of people our way, which happens a ton too. But I'm just looking forward to be back at Northwest, man. I'm actually getting used
No
to saying
doubt.
Northwest too.
No doubt. I see how it just rolled right off your tongue. I mean, it wasn't even a question that we've been there for years almost. So I'm happy about that. I got to tell you, these sites. I can't remember where I posted something on one of the Facebook sites, and the guy says, "So you're the reason why the name isn't going back and all that." I'm like, "Come on, God,
Is he
I don't have
serious?
anything. I don't have anything to do with that, So just what people come up with amazes me.
That's
But anyway,
hilarious though. Because
yeah,
I mean, I see it too. It's just
yeah,
like walking around, like today, I'm walking around town trying to get some stuff done for work and for the tailgate. And I'm rocking my commander's jacket. And I'm seeing more and more people rocking gear. And every once in a while, I'll take a picture of me sporting the gear out in public and I'll get a snarky response of, they'll never be them. Like, really? Maybe not for you, but Jayden's got the #1 selling jersey in the NFL right now.
no kidding.
So, I mean, over the past week, plus, I mean, Jayden jerseys are flying off the shelves, and I gotta admit something. So, I
Do we
said I
need a drum
wasn't gonna.
roll? Do we need a drum roll?
I don't think I have a drum roll on the replay machine. We're gonna have to get one, but I said I wasn't going to buy any Commanders gear.
Uh-oh.
I lied. I broke down and I went to Breaking Tea and I bought like 9 shirts. I got
What?
a B Mitch Hall of Fame shirt. I got a couple
Okay.
hoodies. So I'm all in, man. And it's just I think it's sticking too. I don't think it's going anywhere because if this keeps happening, why
Hmm.
would the owners change the name, man?
No, it's not gonna happen. Feels good. I mean, I know in Phoenix, dude, you'd be surprised how many people were saying Redskins, which I'm okay with it. You know what? I'm gonna let it ride. I'm not gonna balk, but even at the game, they were singing "Hail to the Redskins." People said they could hear it over the broadcast. So you know what? If that's what you want to do, fine. Let it be that. But we know that the name has changed, and I'm
We are
proud
the
of you, bro.
Commanders.
I'm proud
Yeah,
of you, bro.
I said I wasn't going to do it, but Breaking Tea takes care of me, and they rock some good gear. And it's not officially Commanders gear, so maybe I'm still straight on me not buying Commander stuff, even though there is a picture of Jayden on one thing and some other stuff. I'll send you my list of the stuff that I got because I'm looking forward to because I also need some more stuff for TV. I'm going to Fox 5 Friday morning, and I can't
Uh-huh.
wear the same thing every Friday, other than the gold pants I'm going to continue to rock as long as we're winning.
Yeah.
So I needed some new gear.
All right, Ronald McDonald. No
Hey,
problem.
I'll
Well, you see,
I'll call me Ronald all you want, man. I'm not going to wear the red wig, but if we're winning, I'm going to keep it going. So you know how Jane's doing the 2 waffles for
yeah.
breakfast. So we had people out for the music festival, and I made pancakes for everybody, and then I
Mm.
made 2 waffles for me, and then I had a bunch of people saying, "Oh, damn, I want waffles instead of pancakes." I'm like, "Well, fine, I'll make you waffles too." There was an extra waffle left, so I really, really wanted it, and it was just going to get thrown away. I didn't touch the waffle man because it would have been bad luck. I just had to stick to 2.
Wow. Okay. You're riding it high. I see. Well, safe to say that I had waffles in Phoenix too. So, hey, we're gonna continue this thing on, man.
I know what I'm having Sunday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning before I get out to Northwest. So it's going to keep the tradition going. And
Waffles it is.
yeah, it's exciting, and I can't wait. But I was thinking about it, man. We're a quarter of the way in, right? We're 3-1 right now,
Hmm.
and you got all these stats coming out. I think one of them, let's see. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is from JP Finley was talking about this. Since 2016, after 4 games, if a team is leading the division, they
Hmm.
have a 68% chance of winning the division and a 77% chance of making the playoffs. You buying it or you thinking, nah, I'm
Hey,
not putting money on that?
they came up with these numbers from somewhere, so they just didn't pull it out of their butt. So I'm gonna just go with it. Will I be putting any money on it? I can't say, but I'm gonna ride this high. And whatever comes along with riding this high, whether it means making first take or being mentioned every top of the hour by every sports crew or ESPNs or whatever have you, I'll take it, bro. I'm gonna ride this thing out until I can't anymore. And people, a lot of my friends who are on opposing teams, they're saying stuff like, "Yeah, just enjoy it while you can, because we will see who gets the last laugh." I said, "Well, right now, I'm laughing. I'm I'm laughing right now."
Because I'm trying to pull the odds up right now for the Commanders to win the NFC East, right? And every year I put a bet in just to see if we're going to win. Odds are it ain't going to happen, but trying to see what the odds are now. But I put it in just in case, because if we do, I'm going to be salty. But I'll see if I can find that before the show's over. But this is actually what DQ had to say about protecting his team from all the national hype, because dude, it's everywhere. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
watch those talking head shows. I don't watch NFL Network or ESPN or any of that. But if you're anywhere on Commander's Twitter, how can you not see it? So if I'm
Yeah.
seeing it, you're seeing the team's got to be seeing it too. And this is what DQ had to say.
You've been a head coach before. You've been an assistant with other squads. Protecting as your national profile
grows, especially your quarterback? How have you seen coaches, I'll use the word protect, but make sure that they're not caught up in that swirl?
Got it. I would say the one thing that's it's very easy to support Jayden. And the reason I say that, Chick, because you see it every day in terms of the work that he's, puts in and goes for it. So there's no extra things that you have to say to him in this regard, because like you see the character of what the man is. Had it been up and down and I was worried, I'd have that conversation. But all he has shown all of us since he's been here is like a relentless approach to getting better and staying in the moment. And he's got like a remarkable level-headedness to him that's wise, beyond his age. So if I had concerns, I would have already addressed it. I'm certain of that. But he is a very easy guy to support, and being on this journey with him and starting with it together, it's a really cool thing that I get to be a part of with him.
Are you worried that it's going to get to Jayden's head or the team's head with all this talk? I mean, did you see the picture today that was going on?
No. But I'll tell you this, I'm always worried. I mean, it's just one of those things. I think back when we were the Redskins and Washington football team, and guys, we just would win maybe one game sprinkled here or there, or two games back to back. You say, guys, don't get the big head. And that's what scares me, because, and I know that this is a totally different team, but I just think about the times when and we're in type of deals, and we wet the bed. And so I don't want to think that way anymore, although it's right there in the crown of my forehead because it happened. So I'm hoping that, as I said, as back in high school, because we went to the quarterfinals in the playoffs, my coach would always say, "Don't get the big head. Don't read your press clippings. Don't believe in that stuff. Just go out and play football." So I'm sure that they're doing the same thing to them. But with this social media age, everybody has the gram, Twit, Facebook, whatever have you. It's there. So you don't have a choice but to see it. Just don't get the big head, guys. That's all I ask for. Stay grounded, stay humble, and just beat the dog crap out of somebody.
I mean, going back to winning in, the last time we played the Browns was 2022 at FedEx back then, and we got our ass kicked.
Sure did.
We lost 24-10, and Rivera decided to start Wentz again, right? We had to win that game pretty much to get in. And Wentz just pooped himself, ended up throwing 3 picks that game, and it was bad. And I remember in the past when, oh my gosh, the Commanders, have a chance. And you did that special with Fox, for the Fox NFL, Sunday thing.
Right.
And talking about all the teams in the NFC East. And then all of a sudden, we started making a move. And what was your line in that thing?
We can make it work, right? Or something to that effect.
Yeah. And it's just, all those times when you're thinking, nah, I'm not going to really believe in this because it's too long. But right now, considering what the NFC East looks like and where we are and those stats, it's kind of hard not to get excited and not believe the hype. And maybe that's just because that's what fans do. And, the teammates in a bubble out in Ashburn, and I'm not talking about the practice one, and they're kind of somewhat isolated. But today, for example, there's a picture that the team put out of Doug Williams, Michael Vick, and Jayden Daniels. And during Jayden's press conference, Scott Abraham from Channel 7 basically asked him, paraphrasing, the evolution of the black quarterback in that picture with Doug, Vic, and Jayden. That's a lot of weight to put on this kid's shoulders just to even say that statement in a press conference. And he's just asking him a simple question. So how can you not let it affect you to a degree? And I feel that Jayden has the right head to be able to handle that. I don't think Robert could have in the past because it was all about him and everything else. But I think Jayden can handle this pressure. And hopefully he's got, a good staff behind him to alleviate some of that pressure.
Well, the other thing, Ted, is this isn't a kid coming from a D2 school or a JUCO school. thrust it into the press. He has been around this stuff from his LSU days. I mean, Arizona State is a huge college as well, but the big games that he played in at LSU, he knows what to expect. He's played in larger arenas. The college fan base is almost as fanatic or more fanatic than the NFL fan base. So this is like right at home for him. I don't think that he's worried about it too much. And like you said, his mom, she seems grounded. So speaking with her, and I can see where that foundation comes from. So as long as we don't have a week 1 outing from him, I think we're gonna be all right, bro. I really do.
In week 1, he wasn't that bad. He just ran too many times and turned some passes down that he shouldn't have, but he hasn't regressed, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, he threw an interception this past week, and he was damn near perfect, Monday night against the Bengals. So I guess if you want to look at the stats, yeah, he regressed, but in actuality, he's taken steps forward each week and improved. And this is actually what Jayden had to say about staying focused.
Jayden, your name has been everywhere right now with the highest number of jersey sales over the weekend and just all the different types of stats. How do you just manage staying focused while hearing all of that around your name and the popularity?
Yeah, I mean, thank God to be able to be in that position, be able to impact people's lives and stuff like that. But man, the main thing is keeping the main thing, man. That's football. How can I get better each and every week? Not get caught up in what people are saying or anything, because none of that really matters, because I could be playing good and then playing bad and people be thinking the opposite. So it's staying level-headed, go out there and just focus on what's up, what's now, and be where my feet are.
I'm with you. I can't wait to go to Sunday, but you mentioned it, Devontae, right? A lot of fans are saying, oh, let's trade for Devontae. Let's bring him here. We need him. Like, do we though? Why bring Devontae Adams in? Because you're going to have to trade for him, and then you're probably going to offer him some type of long-term deal. Do we really need Devontae Adams? Yes, he's a good wide receiver, but the way Jayden is running this offense, he's not keying in on one person. He's spreading the love around. He's hitting everybody with that ball, and we're ranked 3rd right now. Right? We have we're ranked 1st for third down completions, not completions, but third down conversions, and
First.
worse in 4th down conversions.
Wow.
Like, why change this now? Why bring in a Devontae to upset what we got going on offensively?
Yeah, I'm not mad at all about that. And these guys have worked through at least 16 weeks of well, maybe not 16 weeks, but maybe 15, 14 weeks of getting together, knowing each other, figuring out whose fart smells like what. I mean, these guys have bonded together. You bring somebody else in and they could possibly even mess up the whole ish about it. And you don't want that, and will he come hypothetically, if we brought him in, would he come in to play his position, or would he want to be a prima donna? All these things you just don't know. And so, like you said, you don't want to try to break the band up. Continue letting them play until something else happens that you need to break it up.
Yeah, and for me, it's apparent that Peters is trying to build through the draft, and he's not bringing in high-priced free agents. And he said that when he had one of his first press conferences. He wants to build through the draft. And a lot of people are saying, oh, we have $100 million in cap space next year. Okay, yeah, that's great. But where we don't need help is the offense, right? Unless Devontae can stop the run, I don't want him here, right? I mean, going into this season, I think, I can't speak for you, but I had 4 big question marks, right? One of them was Jayden. Is he going to be able to just last a 17-game season? And the jury's still out on that, but the way he's been running lately, he's been protecting himself more and more each week, right? The offensive line, can they hold up? The offensive line is freaking kicking ass right now. And if you
Yeah.
look at certain stats, they are ranked in the top 10 for offensive line production, depending on which stat you're looking at. So that's been answered. The kicker situation was a freaking debacle going into the season. They handled that. Seibert is freaking 10 for 10. I mean, the guy is
Systematic
just,
Seibert.
dude's automatic, man. It's
Yeah.
just the only question that is still out is the secondary for me. And they've still been able to do a damn good job, even though it's obviously a weakness for this team. So 3 out of the 4 things that I was concerned about as to why I still led with a losing record this season have been answered. And maybe in a future show, I want to talk to you about redoing season predictions because, I think it's changing.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I said what, 10-7, I believe.
You said 10 and 7. I said 7 and 10.
Yeah, so you might want to change that. But before we get too far into that, just stick with what you got. Stick with what you got. No need to change it. Don't jinx us, and we'll roll with it. See how bad you look or how bad I may look. Just let it play out.
Hey, regardless, I did take the Commanders over 6.5 wins, and I just need 3.5 more to go. So we'll be straight.
Yeah.
But heading into this week, power ranking wise, giving you your plus or minus 3. Last week, trying to remember where we were on this list. Let me go back and pull this up. Last week,
we like 20 something, right?
let's see. Last week, the Commanders were 16th on the list. So we just put a 1 on the Cardinals, put up 42 points, back-to-back weeks scored over 38. Hasn't happened since 91 when we won the Super Bowl. Where do you think we are now?
Well, the thing is, with these whole rankings, I believe it's not just because you won, it's how you won. And we put up points. And because we put up points, and we know that the NFL is all about the showmanship of the QB, I'm going to say from 16 to about 8.
You're going to go with 8.
I'm going to go with 8.
You got it, man. We are ranked 7th. 9 spots. We jumped up.
Love it.
9 spots. Are you surprised? Are you surprised it was that big of a jump?
Yes and no. Yes, because I can't say the last time I've seen it. No, as I said earlier, it's how we beat these teams in the points that we put up on the board. And that's what the NFL wants. I wouldn't even be surprised. I told you, and I don't want to think anybody, I'm jumping the horse here, but if by chance we win, and I'm going to say if, and Baltimore wins, don't you think they're going to flex this game?
So I wanted to talk to you about that. They can't flex the game.
Why?
So CBS is allowed to protect only a handful of games. They protected this game, so it can't be flexed. So NBC cannot get the game. It's staying at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So I can't remember the last time that people were fighting to flex us into a spot. It was always flexing us out of a spot.
Get those Comanches, those Red Wolves, get them out of here.
Yeah, get the WFT or the WTF out of Sunday night. It's like they're fighting for us now, man. They want us to be the game of the week on NBC, and it can't happen because Fox also has 2 doubleheader games or something on. It can't go to the Fox 4:30 game. So we're stuck at that point, it being a 1 o'clock game up in Baltimore. And that is a little, cart before the horse because it's, next week. But it feels damn good to have stations fighting over us, man. Because did you see I think Kyle Brandt is the dude's name on Good Morning Football?
No.
So he basically came out with a thing talking about how you need to watch this Commanders team. Yeah, it's Kyle Brandt. You need to watch this Commanders team. All right. don't just look at the highlights. Don't just look at red zone. You need to see what they're doing. It's exciting and it's fun to watch. And I haven't actually talked about this team like this basically in forever. And I got to find the exact video. Maybe I'll see if I can actually put it up on our YouTube page without it getting taken down, copyright. But it's freaking awesome, man, because he's just talking about our team and how good they are and how if you're not here in the DC area, you don't get it. Yeah, it's just for my entire adult life, I've never spoke about this team in this way, and it's fun. Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football. And it's awesome to see. And you have fans that are basically freaking out because our team is getting coverage, right? And just like you said earlier, just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, man. What's there to freak out about? Who knows how long this is going to last? I hope this is sustainable. It feels like it's sustainable the way it's happening, but let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Jumping back into the power rankings, they're saying, let the record show that I broadcast my optimism for this team's chances back in August. But even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think I'd be approaching true believer status this quickly. Are the Commanders this year's version of the 2023 Texans? Consider that Houston started last season with a 3-4 record, and here the Commanders are sitting at 3-1 with only 5 more road games left on schedule. There are some truly winning content upcoming, along with an absolute hoot of a matchup, Jayden Daniels versus Lamar Jackson in Week 6. The Daniels magic appears to be real, and the NFC East isn't nearly the gauntlet some thought it would be. What a refreshing change this year has been so far in DC, and I can't wait to see how it ends. But I'm fine going out on a limb here and now saying this team has an excellent chance to make a postseason run. Bookmark it.
Okay. Well, the only thing I'll say is it sounds good, but I can't buy into it. I got to get there before I can talk that much about it. I just got to get there. I'm not doubting us. I just got to get there. That's all I wanted to do.
Realistically, not trying to look ahead, but what do we have to be record-wise for you to just, and you're the rally captain, so you're always all in, right?
Yeah.
Rep it hard, don't rep it at all. But
That's
for
right.
you to not temper your expectations anymore, for you to just say, damn, we're the Texans of 2023. This is our freaking year.
11 wins.
So we got to get to 11 wins.
Got to get to 11 wins. 10 to 11, then I'll say, wow, okay, there it is. Other than that, it's a week-to-week league, and at any given time, the rug can be pulled out from under you. So just keep charging on, keep it going, and no, you know me, I'm going to be there no matter what, win, lose, or tie. So just keep it going.
So we can't technically get to 11 wins until the Cowboys game at home on the 24th. That would be number 11, assuming we go undefeated. Let's just say we win this week.
Yep.
The next 4 games after that, you got the Ravens, the Panthers, the Bears, and the Giants. So we win this week, we're 4-1. Let's just say we win 3 out of those next 4. We're 7-2. I mean, it's because the Panthers game is winnable. So is the Bears and so is the Giants. The Ravens, I'm going to say it's a toss-up going into Baltimore. All that damn purple camo, you can't even see them coming. I'm not trying to count my chickens before they've hatched, man. But like I said before, I'm trying not to get excited, but I can't help but not get excited. Just because of what we got.
Excited for what exactly? Excited for what exactly?
Excited for winning this division.
Okay.
And actually making a dent in the playoffs. Actually being a contender. Because the last time we were there, we've said it repeatedly, was a freaking fluke because the Eagles tanked the game and gave us a division. It doesn't even count. But this one, we had plus 1,000 odds to win the NFC East at the beginning of the year. Now it's plus 260. Right. That's the difference between then and now. When I say beginning of the year, I mean before that Bucs game, before Jayden threw a real pass. So tide's turning, man.
Oh yeah. And I'm going to stay excited. I'm just not going to put any expectations. Each week will be a different week because every opponent at this juncture now will be gunning for the Commanders. So I am going to just stay status quo, root the boys on until I can't root anymore.
I feel like this is bizarro world because I'm the one that is usually staying medium and level-headed, and you're the one that's like, here we go. All right, let's do this type of thing. But I got you, and I'm gonna need you to calm me down if this keeps going the way it's going. But I do think that this Browns game is going to be a tougher game than people are thinking. I mean, yes, the
Yeah.
Browns are 1-3, but the fact that we are ranked 7th in the power ranking, and depending on which power ranking you look at, we're basically top 10 in all of them. Vegas only has us as a 3-point favorite, which is basically home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's somewhat disrespectful to only make us a 3-point. So meaning if it was at a neutral site, it'd be a pick 'em. I think that's kind of insulting because if you look back at the Browns games, okay, they lost to the Cowboys 33-17. They lost to the Giants 21-15. They lost to the Raiders 20-16. The only team they beat was the Jaguars in week 2, 18-13. But Vegas isn't in the part to, just overly hype something up, or maybe they're just trying to get some more money on the other end. But to have only a 3-point advantage for the Browns, to only give the Browns 3 points, I feel like that's just stealing money, unless Vegas knows something that we don't.
Well, they also are probably looking at what they did to us the last time we played them. So I think all of that takes into effect. Is this a true team? They look good right now, or do they have a glass jaw? We're going to find out. And so they don't want to lose too much money. So they'll keep it right here, like you said, for the suckers. And we're going to see what happens, brother. Just ride it out.
Yeah, it's actually funny because guess who was ranked 8th on that power ranking?
Who?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team that we lost to. Right? They're ranked 1 below us at that point. And they're also 3-1. And they kicked Philly's ass. I mean, they've been looking good. They had a horrible game against the Broncos. So that's probably why that they're 1 below us at 8, or 1 higher than us, if you will, at 8. But we're ranked 7th, and it's makes me wonder. And a lot of fans are saying, oh, we're going to win this week. We're going to win this week. Deshaun Watson's not the Deshaun Watson he used to be. And it's true. He's not. I mean, the Browns offense, they are ranked 31st total offense, 27th in scoring. They only average 16.5 points a game. We're averaging 30.3. Passing, they're ranked 29th. Rushing, they're ranked 32nd. I mean, it don't get much lower than that. Third down offense, they're actually not too bad at 4th, for some odd reason. But they're not putting up points. They're not scoring. They're not doing anything. And guess what they are doing? They're allowing a ton of yards on the ground to opposing teams. And guess what we did last week?
Yeah.
Ran the hell out of the damn ball. Sure
did. And it was a thing of beauty. They had me in the stands talking about crank up that diesel. People were looking at me. had a lot of younger people around me. They were looking at me like, I don't understand what that means.
It's actually it's upsetting to hear that other fans don't know what that means. And
they were younger.
Yeah,
they were
I hear
they
you.
were younger. So I mean, they'd have to pull out the VCRs and go into the archives. But Ted, man, I'll say it again. We can't get ahead of ourselves. But I also will say this: if by chance that defense plays the way they played against Arizona, and if Arizona decided to run the ball more, we could be talking about a different outcome. But they didn't, and I don't care about that. But we have a porous offensive or defensive run stop game as well. So we've got to really put our heads together as far as that's concerned. At the same time, there will be an opportunity for the defense to redeem themselves and to continue to redeem themselves. And I think that right now they are on a high. They know they can do it. If that defense plays the way that they played against Phoenix, and the offense plays the way they play, there won't be any stopping us. And I would almost go up to it some more wins, but I'm going to stay right there at 10 wins until we get to 10 wins. And after the 10 wins, then you'll see me get naked on camera. All right? No, you won't. I'm playing.
It's all right. I can blur out whatever we had to see on there. But the problem I have is the defense, the bend but don't break has been great. The problem is we've just been getting gashed on the ground, right? 216 yards on the ground they gave up last week. It's just is way too much. Actually, sorry, it was 181 yards on the ground we gave up last week. But we won the turnover battle. Actually, no, we tied the turnover battle at that point. But we had some key third down stops. They were 4 for 11 on third down. It was just weird, though, because Kyler didn't use his legs. He had a chance to run, but he didn't do it. And I don't know why. It almost felt like he was just a shadow of his former self. It didn't make Kyler was only 1 for 3. You know, James Conner had 18 for 104, but I think we're lucking out because looking at the injury report, Nick Chubb probably isn't going to be back for this game. And that's who we'd have to worry about on the ground. I'm not too worried about the Browns running backs. I feel that we're going to be able to handle them. It's just, they're probably going to get close to 100 yards. Just how close at that point? They've got Jerome Ford on their team as a running back. Don't know how the hell Jerome Ford's been doing, who he is, other than went back and watched a couple of his games, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, and I doubt anyone has him on their fantasy team.
Well, it's going to be no different than Phoenix saying, oh, they don't have Eckler. Who is this McNichols kid? Yeah, whatever. So the fact of the matter is you're putting on a NFL jersey. You made it to the league for a reason. You got to respect it. So that's why what scares me, what you just said. Who is this kid? I don't know. So he ain't doing nothing. No, nobody's got him on fan. And he comes in and just gashes us, and slices us up. I don't want that. So that's why I say don't read the press clippings, because the kid is on an NFL team for a reason.
Yeah, he actually had his best game PFF-wise last week against the Raiders. Granted, it was 10 carries for 58 yards, so 5.8 a pop, which isn't screaming much. But if we do what we did against Arizona and have ball control and run the hell out of the ball we did last time, it's just going to open up for Jayden in the passing game. And this is actually what DQ had to say about Cliff and Jayden working to develop that passing game.
I know when you and Cliff came in, there was a lot of talk about really tailoring things to the personnel, to the players you have.
Right.
How have you seen Cliff do that with Jayden?
I think the first part, Nick, was probably like there's an exploring that goes on. And if you go all the way back, there was, reps, what would we feature for Jayden? What would we feature for Marcus? And what routes were he most comfortable with coming in? And so we actually had some that were some of his favorite concepts from LSU. And we started from there, and that was 100% from Cliff to say, hey, what are some ones that, coming out of bed, you want this play called, and you know it like the back of your hand. And so we started from there, and then as you added and you felt more comfortable, that's why the reps are so important. And so from walkthroughs and training camp reps, and then you kind of tailor it on both sides of the ball. What's good enough? What's not? What should we hold and wait for later? Some things that we would still be working on now may not be game ready, but there are still concepts that you continue to work, and then also finding the personnel for some of them is really important too.
Hearing that Cliff basically found some college players that Jayden fell in love with, that he liked, that he knows like the back of his hand, and threw those in here. It's night and day from Bieniemy basically forcing an offense down Sam's throat. It just makes me also wonder if Jayden would have been successful with Bieniemy here as coordinator or as coach, because I just don't see him doing that. I see him trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And people talk about the quarterback in Carolina and how he's kind of got a bad rap. What's his name? Bryce Love? I can't remember the guy's name.
Love, yeah.
And if he just were to be in a different scenario, how would it be? And people were saying that Chicago was the best spot for a rookie quarterback to succeed. They had everything ready to go. Well, we see how that's going right now. And in actuality, now they're backtracking saying that Washington was. But yet we've got a bunch of no-name receivers after Terry, and everyone wants us to bring in another guy. And I think they're just forgetting the point. Jayden knows this playbook like the back of his hand. And he mentioned that during training camp.
I would love to ask him some questions. I'd love to have him on two questions with the captain. I really would, because I'd ask him, A, how helpful have the AV glasses worked out for you? Or that'd be the one, because he said it helps him, but I'd like to know just how far they really go with that. And then the other question I would ask him, I'd ask him, where does he see himself in 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, those glasses, you ever play Madden back in the day when they had that QB
Yeah.
vision cone?
Okay.
And that QB vision cone they added to the game. And I haven't played Madden in over a decade. I don't know if
No,
it's
I
still in
have,
the game
yeah.
or what. But depending on the quarterback, their like line of vision was like either a small triangle, or like Peyton Manning, it was like 2/3 of the field, right? I feel that those VR glasses basically have made Jayden's vision just 3/4 of the field. He sees everything. And there was a breakdown from one talking head that basically went over the pass to Luke McCaffrey down at the 10-yard line, where Luke caught it right there. And Jayden going through his first read, second read, none of them there, boom, just cocked it and threw it right to Luke. And he's still getting rid of the ball the fastest in the NFL right now in 2.3 seconds. And
Wow.
that is going through his first and second read, not just his first read at that point. And he's hitting people. And this is actually what DQ had to say about JD's vision.
Jayden's vision behind the line, is it where you expected for a player coming in? Is it farther ahead? I mean,
yeah, I didn't go in thinking like didn't have like specific expectations on vision of where to go. The things that have been so impressive to me are, like I said before, his ability to stay in the process, keep the focus, where to go with the read. So I wouldn't say it's like I didn't have a label for it to begin with, but it's definitely one of the things that, I admire about like a lot of this. So much of this comes, thank you, from like his work on the field, off the field. Like he really puts it in, and that's why so many of his teammates would absolutely just fight for him at the drop of a hat, because they know how hard he's also working to execute the offense too.
So with that being said, the Commanders win this weekend. Give me 3 things that have to happen, and we walk out of Northwest with 2 home wins in one season, which hasn't happened in a while.
In order for us to win, we have got to keep Deshaun in the pocket and don't let him beat us with his feet. His passing game is been nil for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's been nil. We can't let them get ahead of us, because I don't really know how good we play from behind. The third is the defensive. They have to rush 4 as 1 and stay in their lanes, so that we won't make this team look like a freaking Pro Bowl squad when they're not right now.
Yeah,
What about
I
you?
agree with you there. I mean, for me, we've got to be able to still run the ball. We have to be able to make the defense not know what we're doing with those play action. And the best way to do it is to actually successfully run the ball. And Eckler coming back is potential. I mean, he was limited in practice today. So between Eckler, B-Rob, McNichols, I mean, imagine a full house formation with all 3 of those guys in the background, right? Second, we can't turn the ball over. We got lucky not turn the ball over really and just kind of tying that last week. And third, we got to keep Myles Garrett off of Jayden. We got to make sure that their pass rush does not get home and get to him. Because the last time we were at home was against the Giants and Jayden was sacked 5 times. I don't want to see that this week coming in. But who do you think pulls out the dub this week?
I'm going with the Commanders all day, every day. It is what it is, baby. Rep that burgundy and gold till I'm dead and cold. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I think we pull off the win this week. we go to 4-1, and we get a chance to go up to Baltimore, party at your rally, and then hopefully kick some ass up in freaking Purple City, whatever the hell they call that place.
Charm City. Yeah, definitely go up to Charm City and knock them out the box. But before that, we can't look ahead. We got to get to the freaking these Cleveland Brownies. So, hey, I hear the music playing. It lets me know that it's been real, but this show is coming to an end. Thank you guys for riding with us. We'll see you next week, hopefully with the Commanders on top of those Brownies. Remember, you rep it hard or you don't rep it at all. Tailgate Ted, Rally Captain. Peace.